Can't lose 100 pounds without 1 pound. You can't lose 10
Down.
using one. So let's just do one at a time, 1 pound at a time, one habit at a time.
One habit, one habit, one habit. I still have 1,000 habits that I still have to break.
I love if I can't pick it or kill it, then shouldn't be on my
Delete it.
plate. Yeah,
If I
such
can't
a
pick it or
great
kill it.
message of hope.
Welcome to the Girls Talk Healthy Aging podcast, where we dive deep into pressing health and fitness issues facing aging women. I'm Alli Kerr.
And I'm Shawna Kaminski. And together we'll bring candid conversations, expert advice, and personal stories that will inspire and empower you on your own wellness journey. The initial goal for people is always weight loss.
Weight.
And being obsessed a little bit with that number, especially in the 100-pound plus club, and being obsessed with, I've got to hit this, this goal, this number, and the shifts that you've had mentally. Talk to us about why that, help us get into the brain a little bit about the importance initially when someone is 100 pounds or more overweight, why the scale is such an obsession. Can you speak to that?
The reason the scale is such an obsession is because the doctors, everybody that you ever see made that scale so important. The first thing you do when you walk into a doctor's office is get on the scale. And that's the most embarrassing thing to do when you're in the 100-pound plus club. Any time anybody measures anything about you and you are in the 100-pound plus club, it's all about the scale. It is all about the scale. That's why people will do these quick, lose 100 pounds in 4 months or whatever, because it's on the scale. That's what the scale shows. It's not telling you that you don't have muscles anymore, that your joints are gonna go bad because you're taking away your joint juices. You're not getting the movement. Your heart's being bad because your heart muscles are getting deteriorated from the high fat that you're eating and the no carb. There's the science. It is the science, yes.
And then what about just getting into the fat brain again, the fears about going into a fitness type center? Take us into the brain. What's going on in the brain with someone who is in the 100-pound plus club and they're probably terrified of going in and doing any kind of exercise? What's going on there?
Well, the exercise that you see that's put out there that people make money off of is the high impact, doing pull-ups, doing jogging, riding all this stuff. Dude, it's hard to walk to your mailbox. So that type of stuff, if you're not able to do that, then you feel like a failure. If you're not able to do what the exercise, what they show you is exercise. That's where you need the coach at, because exercise is walking to your mailbox. That's exercise. Learning to pull your knee up straight. That's exercise. Even with me, the fat brain hit me after I had this disc replacement, because life changed for me. I had to sit down for a minute and I had to let my body heal, and I had to watch the clothes get tighter. I had to feel the clothes get tighter again. I had to see the neck coming back. I had to see the arms getting bigger. And I would literally go to the gym, go to the studio and be so mad because I couldn't do it. Be so mad and feel literally walk out of there crying, because it's like, I can't do this. So I'm fixing to go back. I can't do this anymore. What it is, I showed up, man, dude. When you have neck surgery, that's like a year. They literally replaced a disc in my neck, and because I'm so healthy, I was back to work in 2 weeks. I was back up there with you in 3? Wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, but I was back.
Yeah, I think the big message there is do what you can. Coming back from this, because I'm sure by the time you had that surgery, you were ziplining, you were probably very functional and doing some very advanced fitness moves compared to the beginning. And then you were comparing yourself after surgery to where you ended, before surgery. And that's not a fair estimation. You really should have been comparing yourself to when you first started your fitness journey with Alli, and you would have still been ahead. But that's the way we are, is we always compare ourselves to our best self instead of allowing yourself grace. So obviously you've allowed yourself some grace because you're coming back from it. And I love your message of just do something, do what you can. And that was overriding your fat brain that was telling you, you can't do anything, go back to the couch, you're not going to do this, just sit and eat. That was what your fat brain was probably telling you. So
Yeah,
that is
that's exactly what my fat brain was telling. I remember even telling, I remember again having the coach, and I was like, I just feel like I am I can't move. And I had that surgery last year where I had to get that, that was something that you couldn't see the stitches, but there was probably 200 stitches inside of my belly, from them pulling everything up, I mean, I had my whole full, everything had to be pulled up. Everything was prolapsed. And when I say prolapse, everything was prolapsed inside of my belly. So yeah, and again, sitting down. So food prepping before I went to surgery, even before I had surgery this time, food prepping. I had my food prepped. We got a smoker. We smoke our meats. We, had everything ready. When I had COVID, I learned how to make COVID soup. Ginger helps you with nausea. Turmeric helps with, there's learning different things that help with body aches and muscles, using the different chemicals. I have really learned a lot about food, and I'm hungry and I want to eat because I'm stressed out. What can I eat that's going to make me be okay for me to chow down on? I have Ziploc bags of. My husband is awesome. He is 100% on this. I've got Ziploc bags right now of a boiled egg, some smoked meat, and some grapes. And I just go grab a Ziploc bag and eat it. I just eat it whenever I want to. I don't have a schedule.
So, I mean, another message that I think is really strong is that you weren't required to learn it all, to do it all from day one. But over the course of your time working with Alli, is that you've adopted healthy habits that you just keep coming back to. So anybody that's starting their journey, don't think that you have to be perfect from day one. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that you maybe made initially, is like, I have to walk this fine line. Whereas Alli is like, nope, just eat what you eat, just record it. And even but then when you see a box of Cheez-Its on your log, your own, you might say, hey, I could possibly do better than this. And maybe you're only just going to have a half a box, or, like over time, you just changed your way of eating so that it became habitual and not like.
As I pulled out some of the chemicals too, as I really did focus on getting the chemicals out once. And then when I go, of course, of course I'm going to go out to eat. Of course I'm going to have some different things. The chemicals made me feel bad. So once you get your body, I would tell Alli, man, I ate this and I feel like junk now. Like this is, it's not enjoyable because you have the after effects of the food that makes you, bread. Even for me, I chose not to have bread. That was not something that was told to me to do. Bread equals sugar. It's you can't kill it. You can't pick it. It's something I can eat. I can have something else. Bread is not good for diabetics. I don't want to take insulin, so I don't eat bread. So when people ask me, I apologize. I'm going back to something. One of the biggest questions that people ask me every single day is, what diet did you do? Mm-hmm. What diet were you on? What diet were you on? And I'm like, I'm not on a diet. I eat whatever I want to. I literally eat what I want to. I even know how to make French fries now with no chemicals. I can get a potato, cut it up, season it the way I want to, and stick it in my air fryer.
What I also like is that, I love it when my clients say, hey, I ate XYZ and it's more processed and they feel horrible. Not that I want my clients to feel horrible, but it becomes self-correcting. Because you don't want to feel horrible, because you have a sense of what good feels like. So imagine the horribleness that you probably felt when you were eating all that processed foods. No wonder you didn't have the energy to do anything. It's a downward spiral. And then once you start eating more healthy, supportive foods, you start feeling better, and you really notice when you've eaten some processed foods. But I like that they weren't taboo. You were allowed to eat whatever you wanted, and then you chose not to because you didn't like the results of just how you felt.
Yeah, people ask me, how many calories do you have a day? I don't know. I have not ever counted a calorie, ever. Because honestly, I'm never going to be a bodybuilder. I don't want to be, I need to be able to run around the most important thing for me is that I am a mammy. I had 2 boys, little boys then, and I need to be able to keep up with my grandkids. And when I say keep up with my grandkids, don't mean sitting and watching them do. I need to be able to go and run the forts. I need to be able to run around Disney. I need to be able to chase them in the yard. Simple stuff, man. Pick them up over my head and tickle them. Do you know how hard that is when you're in the 100+ club? I mean, I'm not ever going to be a model. I'm never going to be a teacher, I guess, on this. I'm never going to be a teacher on it. I just need to be able to, the whole point for me was to be able to function, was to be able to play with the grandkids, enjoy my husband, participate in the outings that I went to. Here I am going to Alaska and Colorado and doing all this traveling. I'm not participating because I can't. I'm taking pictures. I got a picture of everybody else doing it, but I couldn't do it.
So I think finding your why. Why do you want, a lot of people think, oh, I just want to lose weight because I want to look great in a bikini, or, and that is not a strong enough why. But when you have babies that need tickling over your head, or you have to have a really strong why, and that keeps you going on those days when your fat brain is saying you can't do it.
Yeah, and your fat brain is telling you, hey, you can go out. Everybody else is eating this. This is my favorite. Let's go out to eat. Where do you want to go eat? We're going to go to a pasta, Italian place. Well, I can't go to a pasta place. Well, you can have a salad. Well, if I wanted a salad, I'd eat it at home. I'm not going to go to a pasta place, me being the food addict, where I could eat your plate, and your plate, and would want to. So why would I put myself in that position for a salad to watch you eat? Like, I had to learn to say no. That was hard. To say no, I'm not going. Thank you, but no, I'm not going there. I appreciate you bringing me a birthday cake, but no, thank you.
That's one of the things we talked about a lot, Amanda, is just the toughness. You talk about people pleasers and people that are in the 100-pound club.
People pleasers, you try to compensate. You try to make excuses for yourself because you are morbidly obese. And I don't know why. I don't know who taught us that, but that's just what we do. We always try to please somebody because we feel guilty for being morbidly obese when we're not hurting anybody but ourselves. But there is this guilt. So you do everything that everybody asks you to do. It is always, you're the yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll do that. Sure, I'll do that. Sure, I'll do that. Sure. Now I just learned how to say no. Like, no, I'm not doing that. But here are some other options that we can do. No, I'm not going to put myself in that position.
Amazing.
And what about the things that, I have 2 questions. One, things that when you're making changes, sometimes friends or people around you are not making those changes, and talk about how can somebody maneuver that with the family and friends around them?
How it maneuvered in my house, I'll tell you what, at first it was because, again, my family has always seen me overeat, and the ways that I cook, y'all, I make a world famous macaroni and cheese that everybody knows of. Okay. Because I am a good Southern cook. I can't eat that, so my kids, man, my kids, my husband, my friends, the ones that, my friends have all just learned that this is what I can eat. My daughter, one of the coolest things, my daughter thinks, Mama, you're being so silly. This is crazy. One of the coolest things she did for me last year for my birthday is I went and dropped off the boys, and she had me 4 bananas and an apple sitting on top of the banana and had a candle in it. And she's like, I don't know what kind of birthday cake you can eat, but I know you can eat fruit. So happy birthday.
Aww.
And it was simple. And it was like, wow, like she gets it. My other daughter, both of my kids live out of town, she always has me taco stuff ready and always has the taco meat, the ground beef and the salsa, always has that available for me, and a rotisserie chicken. They know if I can't eat anything, honey, I can eat a rotisserie chicken and some grapes. And she always has me a rotisserie chicken. I just had to say, no, I will not go here. No, I am not happy about eating at this hamburger joint. No, I do not feel comfortable sitting here watching you eat that hamburger when I want to snatch it out of your hand and eat 3 of them. It does not make me feel good, and I'm not putting myself in this position anymore.
How many times did you have to say no to people, do you think?
1,000 times 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some of the lies that people I mean, of course, in any pound plus club, but in the 100-pound plus club, since we're talking about, what are some of the lies that we're telling ourselves, people in the 100-pound plus club, that if you could speak to that gal sitting there, what lies is she telling herself that she needs to do something different? What would you?
You don't have to be the person that you see that you're advertising. You can do it one step at a time, and one step may be a millimeter of a step. It's one step at a time. There's no magic diet. There's what works for me will not work for you. There is no magic diet. There is no magic pill. There is even surgery. Surgery's a great way to lose weight if there's no other way for you. But it wasn't a good thing for me because what was I going to do? Have surgery and still overeat? Like it was, I knew that I was a food addict. So what was I going to do? Just eat a portion of a cheeseburger every time that I wanted to eat because I didn't change the food. The lies is that you can do it one step at a time, and the scale lies to you. We as women, I know y'all are doing women. We as women, we can lose and gain 10 pounds in one day.
Mm-hmm.
There is one day your scale can tell you that you are 10 pounds off. If it's that time of the month, you are going to do water retention. The scale will lie to you. Once I was so focused on the 100 pounds, so focused on the 100 pounds, too focused on the 100 pounds. I would get on the scale. I was a scale addict. I would get on the scale 20 times a day. And then when I hit it, was like, okay, so what do I do next? What do I do next? And then that's when everything started happening, the surgeries and everything else. And now it's just about, you know what? Yeah, it's okay that I have the apron. It's okay that my skin moves. It's okay that people ask me even now, oh, I see that you're gaining some weight. Really? Yes, girl, you don't even understand the stuff when you are that, oh, I see that are you off your diet?
Wow.
No, I'm not off my diet. And I talk very direct back. No, I'm getting filled with steroids. I am so full of steroids, and that messes up your metabolism. People judge you. People look at you. I used to care. Now I don't. Now I don't. You know what? Let's go walking. I don't care if you want to sit back and look at what I should be doing. You have fun. Give me my grandbabies. We'll go. Me and my grandbabies are going to be gone. We're going to be finding the next adventure. We're going to be finding the next trail. Me and my husband, we bought a camper, man. We're going to be camping. We're out trying new places. I can actually walk.
Amazing.
I can go down the trail.
What about the black hole, Amanda? That's another thing.
Oh, dude.
Tell us about the black hole, because I don't think you're alone in dealing with that, right?
That black hole could be a whole nother podcast. That there is a place. Anxiety. I have anxiety. I will always have anxiety. Anxiety is just part of it. Again, we did not choose to be 100-pound plus. It's not. We did not choose that. So I would go to the black hole, and I would just go there. People know. I would call it decompressing. I would call it whatever. I would just go to the deep and just. I can't even describe it. It's a place that all the worry was gone. It was okay to do whatever you needed to do. It was a place that I decompressed. I closed the black hole. That was a process. After year one, that was a very big process that I could not go to the deep hole anymore. I had to figure it out as it came. I had to learn how to color my emotions. And the deep hole was the depression. I hate even say depression because I wasn't depressed. I mean, I'm a pretty happy person. I was I ate my emotions when I ate the emotions. And I always said, it doesn't matter. I got to the point that it was okay. It was okay that I was big. I was meant to be big, and the world needs big people. There's so many excuses that I gave myself, and the truth is that the bigness was about to kill me, and it wasn't about the way that I looked. It was the cholesterol going through my blood that my heart was having trouble pumping through. I had to turn it into a science.
Yeah.
I had to turn it into a science. I had to almost turn the whole process into a science. How much fat is in my bloodstream right now that my heart has to get through this valve to get to this joint, and what food am I putting in there? I literally turned it into a science experiment.
So if you, to wrap things up, Amanda, if you had a wish for our listeners today, particularly your fellow friends in the 100
Mm.
Plus Club, what would your wish for them be?
You can do it. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. And it's not hard. It's not a diet. It's you can do this and you will feel better. You will feel better. You will feel better. Will you be perfect? No, but oh my gosh, you will feel better. You will be able to sit in the floor with your grandchildren. You will be able to walk to your mailbox without pain. It's the simple stuff. I'm not talking about I will never run a 10-mile run. But guess what, dude? I can go down to my stop sign without hurting. You can do this. You can do this. You can still eat the foods that you like. I still eat black eyed peas and and lima beans and I'm from the South, so butter beans. I still eat potatoes. I still eat rice. I still eat chicken. I eat shrimp. I eat seafood. I eat crab. I eat steak. I can have a steak and baked potato. I mean, you can pick a potato and you can kill a cow.
I love if I can't pick it or kill it, then shouldn't be on
Don't
my
eat it.
plate. Yeah,
If I
such
can't
a
pick it or
great
kill it.
message of hope. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Amanda, for sharing.
Mhm.
I must commend you for your strength because I think you just blow it off like, hey, it's just, it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal. And sharing your story is like so empowering, will be so empowering to others to inspire them. So I really, really appreciate, we both appreciate your ability, like your vulnerability with us.
That is one thing from the very beginning of this is I've been very vocal about the weight loss and about the ups and downs. It is not easy. It's not easy. I didn't snap my fingers. There's a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of tears with the celebrating. There was a lot of tears. There's a lot of fears. But I've been very open about it. I've been very vocal in my local area about it. I have been very vocal about it. And I think that if somebody in the 100 Pound Plus Club can hear me say, I mean, there's so many ways to do this. That doesn't mean that you have to jog on the, you don't have to get on the treadmill for an hour. You have to eat broccoli and baked chicken.
And of course, anybody in Alli's area, I know that you would highly recommend getting in touch with Alli because she is,
Absolutely.
yeah, she's
Any trainer though, any trainer that is not telling you, how can I even say this? A trainer that understands the 100 Plus Club.
yeah,
I remember back, I remember asking Alli at the very beginning, I don't know if you remember this or not, Alli, I said, how often do you see people actually lose the 100 pounds? And she said, not often. And she was very honest. She said, not often. But we're not looking at the 100 pounds. We're going to look at 1 pound at a time and getting you healthy.
yeah. What a great way to, you can't lose 100 pounds without 1 pound. You can't lose
1
10
pound.
losing one. So let's just do one at a time, 1 pound at a time, one habit at a time.
One habit, one habit, one habit. I still have 1,000 habits that I still have to break.
Yeah.
Because I had 1,000,000.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But you're human. And you know what? People that are not in the 100 Pound Club, we have similar habits. And whether you're in the 100 Pound Club or not, it's something that we all need to be working on in terms, maybe yours were a little more extreme, but it's something that everybody has to deal with. So
that's one of the things I want to say that I have noticed just over the time of working with Amanda and listening to Amanda and other ladies in the 100 Pound Plus Club is that we don't realize the similarities that we have, especially ladies in the 100 Pound Plus Club feel like they're on an island all alone. And when you do come in and work out, you may be the largest person in the room. And so you have to be brave enough to take that step and do that if you're going to be with in an environment with other people. And through one of the things I hear, like you said earlier, like, people are looking at you or people, I think that people in the 100 Pound Plus Club always feel like people are looking at, what are you eating? But really we all think that as women, we always think people are looking at us. Mm-hmm. And that's true whether you're in the 5 Pound Plus Club, the 50 Pound Plus Club, or the 100 Pound Plus Club. We all have so much in common. And one of the neatest things that I have gotten to witness is Amanda becoming close with a client who was training with her that was on the
Yes.
total opposite end of the spectrum, that you would never put these two together, because this other guy was training for a figure competition. It was super lean because she was getting ready for a show, and just realizing how much y'all actually have in common versus that we're all here looking at each other, because that's just not true, ladies. So I hope that people hear that message.
Yeah.
I would like to say that that is one thing I've learned through this is that working in a environment with women, with everybody, different ages, different groups, is that it's like I always thought, oh, the skinny girl over there has it so much easier. No, she don't. Everybody being healthy can look different. Being healthy does not always look the same. Being healthy is in different shapes, forms. Being healthy does not mean the size clothes that you wear or the amount that you are on the scale. It is everybody's struggle. The struggle is, and in this world, this is another thing is that being a food addict, is one of the killers out there. That's the main killer of women, and our drug dealers are at every single corner. You can go outside of any business and look to your left or your right, and there is a fast food joint. Our dealers are at every corner making billions of dollars off of us. So yes, that's one thing I very much learned is being healthy is so much more important than the weight. I'm excited for y'all too. I have a lot of stuff. People need to hear from people like me.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. So I was so excited.
People are the thing that like people like me and Shawna, and I get it, but people that are in the 100-pound plus club are going to look at me or look at Shawna and be like, you don't know anything about what I'm dealing with, and
that was my thing when people say, well, you need to, what are you talking about? You don't know my situation. Go into a coach that gets you, and you know when you got the right coach. You know when you're talking to the right person because you feel this. I felt at ease, and I was like, just tell me what to do. When people say, what did I do? I do what, and the new clients that come in and tell me, what did you do? Whatever Alli told me to do.
Yeah.
Whatever she told me to do, I did, because whatever I was doing was not working.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, the fact is that so again, you were compliant. You were also at the bottom. You were ready.
I realized too is that food addiction is an addiction.
It's just like alcohol or anything else.
If you was hooked on meth, or you was hooked on alcohol, or you was hooked on heroin, you would have a 30-day treatment program that they locked you away from the world to get you unhooked from the things of the world. There is nothing out there for food addicts.
No, because you have to eat.
Nothing.
You still have to eat.
You have to eat. And there's no treatment. There's no treatment centers out there for food addicts.
No.
And when I'm telling you that I got food drunk, I literally got food drunk.
Yeah, that was your drug of choice.
That is still my drug of choice.
Yeah.
That is still my drug of choice.
Yeah.
I still battle food every single day. It is a choice every single day not to choose it. And it's a choice every single day, just like that. And that's where people don't realize that food addiction is real. The high that the food gives you is real. The drunkenness that food gives you is real. That's where people now say, well, you haven't gotten to a point that you can have a piece of pizza. And I think I could. I think that I could have a piece of pizza, and I wouldn't dive in. Now at this point, I could choose to do it, but I don't know what it would take me to. Even textures of food, like even I had to move away from some textures because I was a texture. I needed to figure out how to get the texture that I was craving, that I needed, without having the bad food, and how to recreate that with the I cannot kill it, cannot pick it. I spent a lot of time in the kitchen cooking. I have got so many recipes. Only has my body got health. My hair, man, my hair is what tells us the story of my healthiness. The skin, I look younger now than I did when I started. And it's not because I don't even barely wash my face. Like, I'm very low maintenance girl. It's because of
it's from the inside out.
It's from the ends. It literally, that's what I said last year, was when they had to redo everything in my stomach.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Can't fix the outside, but maybe one day I'll get the apron removed. Maybe I won't. We still hadn't made that decision. Mm-hmm. If I'm even going to get the skin removed, we just work around it. We got a stomach bra. I wear the thing that comes up over your stomach to keep it from holding there. So I wear a stomach bra. We knew from the very beginning I was going to need one of those.
Well, you have a great perspective about it, because it's not about vanity necessarily. It's about health. It's not about weight loss. It's about health gain. And the weight loss was just a happy coincidence.
Thanks for listening. You'll find me, Alli, on Instagram at Alli Kerr Fitness.
And you'll find me, Shawna, on Instagram at Shawna Kaminski. Feel free to pop us a DM with questions and or feedback.
Until next time, be healthy and be happy.